Well, folks, once again, Quantum TV just can't let this go, and for someone who's trying to ignore this whole mess and move on making his poopy TV content, and for a guy who just wants to walk away from the drama and ignore it, he just can't seem to ignore the whole situation. So let's just see what the living epitome of Mr. Copyright Abuse has to say this time.
I got a text this morning from Anonymous, and I kind of want to share it with you guys. I'll leave it up on the screen so you can read it. I'll paraphrase. Long story short, I've been in this annoying drama with the Act Man. I've been trying to distance myself and walk away from it and ignore it, but it's not going away.
Well, Quantum, if you want the situation to just go away, then why don't you just ignore it? Stop playing the victim and ignore it. Don't let it get to you. I mean, it's not like you want this whole thing to go on, so ignore the people who post videos on you. As long as you, Quantum TV, keep making videos about the situation, responding to other content creators who have responded to your videos, this will end that much faster. But your ego won't let that happen. You haven't ignored it. In fact, you have thrived off of this drama saga, and if you really want it to end, there are a plethora of ways to make it end. YouTube can fix all of this by banning your channel. You can leave YouTube willingly and get some help for your narcissism, even though there is no cure for narcissistic personality disorder. You can apologize for everything you've done for the past couple of months. You can show counter evidence to prove your innocence in the whole mess. Or you can bring the evidence up and say, yes, I did these things, they were wrong, and I apologize. But again, you are so full of yourself that you think you're in the right, no matter who says what. If you would just apologize, Quantum, I promise you, most of us would leave you alone and we would all go our separate ways. This wouldn't need to go on, but again, you have such an ego on you that refuses to let you apologize. Anyway, what's your next point, Quantum?
The moment I turn my back, I have more knives being thrown in it than I care to fucking admit out loud because it's really stupid and unnecessary. But now I'm coming out as a creator being maliciously targeted by the Act Man and his fans and saying that this is happening. This is 100% a thing, and I am being racially targeted in 2022.
Oh, here we go. It's happened again. Quantum TV is once again doubling down on playing the race card, just like we predicted he would before. No, Quantum, your skin color has literally nothing to do with this. It doesn't matter whether you're black, white, yellow, brown, green, blue. None of that matters here, Quantum. This is a group of people who love YouTube but hate what it's become under Susan's dictatorship. Quantum, you abusing DMCA on videos that fall squarely under fair use is what we're complaining to YouTube about. Not because of your race or skin color. We've gone after plenty of white people for abusing DMCA on YouTube, not just you. I know you showed emails that you received, but how do you know that they all came from the Act Man, Quantum? I'm not a fan of the Act Man. I don't care if you're a different race or skin color from me. I want you off the platform, but your race and skin color have literally nothing to do with this. Where are you getting this logic from, Quantum?
How the hell? It needs to stop. I'm going to point it out, okay? The Act Man, on his interview with Phil DeFranco, says that he doesn't think it's a big deal what he said with threatening to dox YouTube employees and families, and says that he was very angry.
I swear to God, folks, we could put Quantum TV's brain in a hazelnut shell and it would still rattle. No one is being racist to you, Quantum. Show proof besides those emails you've received. Just because you say it doesn't mean that anyone is going to believe you, especially not when we all know you're lying about all of your accounts getting hacked. And to get to the Act Man interview with Phil DeFranco, the Act Man saying he was angry, he had every right to be, Quantum, you moron. Anyone would have a very good reason to be angry, Quantum. How would you feel if the situation was reversed and the Act Man told everyone who watched one of his videos after he falsely DMCA'd you, and then called up your mother, your wife, any siblings you might have? How would you feel if he did to you all of the nasty shit you've done to him? Funny how that works, huh, Quantum?
The same day that he was writing the tweet, he was very angry, but then wants to pretend like it was just a joke. No, he made a rage post, put his foot in his mouth, and YouTube acted on it. Only after getting demonetized does he sit there and try to backtrack and say, oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, really. He put his foot in his own mouth. And now justice for Act Man? He literally withheld pieces of information surrounding the circumstances of him getting demonetized. His first tweet was that Quantum TV is flagging all of his videos. What this did was lead to a ton of racially motivated posts in my comment section threatening to murder me, my family, everyone I've ever known, all kinds of things. Some people with actual details of my actual family members that has never been made public at all.
If that's true, then I say bummer, but to be fair, you did bring this on yourself by doxing, stalking, and threatening the Act Man's mother. However, he withheld no information about why he was demonetized. He had it posted here on YouTube and over on Twitter on why he was demonetized. He was simply trying to prove that YouTube was using double standards by applying their TOS differently. As for the racist comments and whatnot, you really should stop saying that stuff, folks. That just gives YouTube and Quantum TV more ammunition to work with, to quote Griffin Gaming, and it makes Actman and those of us who side with him look even worse than we already do in their eyes. Also, Actman specifically later stated that it couldn't possibly be you flagging the videos, Quantum. Why can't you just let this go? Quantum finds one piece of evidence that makes him look like the victim and he plays it to hell and back, hoping that someone will hear him and feel sorry for him. Too bad that it won't work, eh? Not with all the evidence we have on him. Well, for those of us who have a brain, anyway.
This is the kind of thing that pisses me off. And this is why I'm taking to the platform to try to spread awareness that this is the kind of creator he is. Because he is not a victim. This pity attempt that he's doing is nothing more than that. He's trying to garner support as he literally sits there and lies about the circumstances surrounding what actually happened. He withheld it. And then when confronted by Phil DeFranco about this, which I'm surprised Phil even confronted him about it, he literally tries to sidestep it and be like, oh no, I just didn't want to get my partner in trouble. No, you wanted to frame me, and that's exactly what you did in your opening tweet about the situation. Quantum TV was false flagging all your videos. You said that, sent a fucking lynch mob after me. And now you're trying to get pity here. And it's working, because as of 44 minutes ago, people are saying you don't deserve to have your entire channel demonetized and your livelihood taken from you. But I genuinely believe that, regardless of my feelings of the situation, he totally does.
This kind of thing right here, folks, is what makes me wish I knew where Quantum lives so I could go and knock his teeth out and prevent him from ever eating solid food again. The Actman absolutely is a victim. YouTube isn't doing its job, and it cost an innocent man his livelihood, all because he was trying to remove a copyright-abusing bigot, you, Quantum TV, from the platform, and yet they sided with you. I don't know why, but what makes YouTube siding with you even worse, Quantum, is the fact that it's Pride Month. Quantum, let's see you go through what the Actman is going through. See if you don't feel the same way the Actman does. If the situations were reversed, Quantum, I promise you, we would be siding with you. But as things are, you started this with your crappy Elden Ring review, which honestly wasn't even a review. More like you just complaining about the game, and when others disagreed with you, you pulled a digital homicide and tried to DMCA every channel that talked about it. You should have just taken the L and moved on, Quantum. But you didn't. Now shut up.
We live in a time where kids and people of all ages think that they can just say, oh, it's just a prank, bro, and everybody walks away with a smile on their face. I was just joking. I apologize. Let's move on from all the terrible things I say and do. Not how it works. There are consequences for your actions, and when you're showed one, you still can't take responsibility. That's why I don't call him the Act Man. I call him Act Boy. He puts his foot in his mouth, points his fingers at me, has three pointing back at himself, and literally goes on to mislead his fans into being a lynch mob somehow. I don't know how. I really can't tell you the logistics of how this works on his channel. I don't know. But what I do know is after he makes racist posts or blames me for some shit, they come after me with stuff like this.
What racist things did the Actman say, Quantum TV, you imbecile? You say this bullplop left, right, and center, but you know what you don't do? Provide some evidence, Quantum. Oh, and speaking of responsibility, Quantum, you have no leg to stand on because you said homophobic stuff that we've proven with the Wayback Machine, that you're ban evading, you've copyright abused takedowns to silence criticism, and a lot more. So if anyone is a child here, it's you, Quantum TV. Shut up.
When are you going to go back to the jungle? Black privilege much? And that's all I can show you, because what comes next after that are a bunch of graphic, just bro. The most horrific fucking post you could possibly imagine somebody saying about how they're going to kill this N-word or, all this other shit. Like, it's so many graphically, racially, I'm going to kill you tweets. We will spill your blood and all this other shit. Like, bro, it is ridiculous.
First of all, Quantum, I ain't your bro, so stop referring to me as such, bro. Secondly, I do side with Quantum on this one, folks. Never ever post racist shit like that to something like this. It's not cool, and all it does is make everyone on Actman's side look worse. Although it is impossible to reason with Quantum, that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Then again, Actman tried that, and it failed. But even after Quantum stalked and doxed Actman and his family, never send racist stuff to him, folks. Oh, and before anyone calls me an SJW, I'm not. I hate him worse than Grust over on the rotten websites Wiki does. But I also have to ask, Quantum, bro, do you really think that these people posting these things are going to come after you? On the internet, everyone gets those comments eventually. My brother and I got them when we were children, and we didn't take them seriously. You're being paranoid. Anyways, my little tangent over. Let's get back to Quantum TV spewing ass gravy.
The kind of stuff that I'm getting right now, because he wants to play victim.
The Act Man ain't playing victim, Quantum. You are, you idiot. If anyone's playing victim here, it's you, Quantum, when you are anything but. This all happened because of you, Quantum TV. If you had just taken the L after others beat your false copyright claims on YouTube over your crappy Elden Ring review, which wasn't even a review, honestly, you then started making response videos. Jesus Christ, I think I'm getting an aneurysm.
YouTube should step in, but they haven't. That's the fact. I don't have black privilege. You're commenting this on my videos. If I had black privilege, you wouldn't be able to comment this, right? But you are. Now, let's be very clear for all of my viewers and everybody watching. I don't want privilege. I just want to be left alone, which is the whole reason I even yanked my Elden Ring review, which he took and re-uploaded, which is how this all started to begin with.
And you should have been banned on the spot right there for falsely filing a DMCA takedown request for something that falls under fair use. Furthermore, for someone who just wants to be left alone, you sure have a funny way of trying to get people to leave you alone, because anytime someone brings you up, you have to make a response video. Well, except when I do it. But when the Act Man, Mischief, Review Tech USA, or some other big YouTuber does it, you're all over it like flies on dog shit. But when I do it, who cares, right? Okay, funny story, but one commenter said that he hopes that Quantum discovers me soon so that my channel would blow up. Both funny and scary, given that talking about Act Man and Quantum TV is now a bannable offense, right? At least I think it is. But if my channel is to die, then so be it. At least I stood up for what I think is right. And hey, there are other video sharing platforms out there. Anyways, back to Quantum's video.
You didn't like my take? Oh well, you didn't have to take it and antagonize it after it was deleted. If it was deleted, there was a good reason for it, but you brought it back and you made fun of it. You got a DMCA claim. You didn't like that. You called me a copyright abuser. You then go from that into trying to share all the other prior talking points of Mischief and everybody else, and then you start compiling everything from everyone who hates me because you want me terminated off the platform. It just escalates because you don't like me.
For someone claiming that Act Man is playing the victim, this guy sure doubles down with the victim mentality itself. And as for the people who hate him, they have reason to. This guy acts like he's God's greatest gift to Earth, that he's the perfect human being that can never do wrong ever, and it is so infuriating that he has the nerve to say that the Act Man is the one playing the victim card. I said it before, I'll say it again. Quantum, if the situation was reversed and the Act Man was doing to you what you are to him, we would side with you. We want you terminated off the platform because you were going to cause a second adpocalypse, and that would ruin YouTube for literally everybody. Oh yeah, by the way, folks, Quantum thinks that only the big channels can cause adpocalypses. The first adpocalypse was caused by a small, relatively unknown YouTuber who didn't even have but, 200, 300 subscribers? I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it because my channel will never be monetized, but oh well. I'm doing this for fun now.
And it gets further and further and further and further. Let me be very clear. I don't give a fuck who likes me or dislikes me on this platform, but we need to draw a clear line between dislike and mobilizing your influence out of hatred, and that's what he is doing. And the fact that the Quartering and Phil DeFranco can't see through this speaks to their incompetency, because any real reporter would have reached out to me and saw all of this. They refuse to do their journalism or their journalistic integrity part and make sure they're getting both sides of the story.
Quantum, bro, if you don't care about who likes and dislikes you on this platform, then whenever somebody talks about you, why do you always make a response video about whatever they say? Furthermore, nobody is mobilizing their influence out of hatred. As for the Quartering and Phil DeFranco not being able to see through this, it's probably because you were outside having a piss while God was handing out brains, because they probably saw the Act Man's video and realized that he was telling the truth. Evidence doesn't lie, Quantum, and you really should learn that for everybody's safety, my dude.
Every time Act Man speaks on any of these platforms, it's always, oh wow, this crazy copyright abusing, homophobic, bigoted, transphobic, crazy person that doxes people's families is allowed to stay on the platform. That is not what fucking happened. YouTube investigated what happened and it's in writing. There's a piece of evidence of a communication with YouTube and the Act Boy literally stating that I did not violate community guideline standards or break copyright by abusing their takedown system, okay? That piece of evidence completely sidestepped and seen as YouTube's incompetency. And my oh my, now that a verdict has been rendered that he's demonetized because he put his foot in his mouth, they can't accept that either. And by the way, communication was sent as to why he was demonetized. He never can accept communication from YouTube that things didn't go his way. and then has to somehow throw me under the bus in some fucking weird way and make me seem like a goddamn villain. I didn't do anything, goddammit, and I'm tired of this shit.
As you've no doubt noticed at the end of that last little bit, he started to sound a little bit like DSP there, didn't he? I didn't do it, you guys! Quantum, we have evidence that you did everything that the Act Man claimed you did and more. You were literally going to cause a second adpocalypse while you're still on the platform, and the fact that YouTube is defending you, a literal homophobe, during Pride Month, I might add, is beyond disgusting. Quantum's going on like this whole thing is over, but it doesn't end until he has been banned from YouTube. Quantum, are you familiar with the term Pyrrhic victory? It's where you win the battle, but you lose the war. That is what will ultimately happen with this, Quantum. You will eventually be banned off the platform. It's just a matter of time, and for proof of that, simply look at this video's like to dislike ratio. I'll put it up on screen just so that we can look at all of the like to dislike ratio together. Yeah, that should tell you everything you need to know right there, and Quantum TV is one of the reasons why we need to make dislikes visible again.
And I'm not going to act like some cool, calm, collected fucking creator that's getting attacked out of the wazoo that doesn't have any fucking human emotions. This is annoying. Every time this kid fucks up, it's my fault. He did it to himself. Stop attacking me. Stop threatening to kill me and my family members and all this dumb shit. We have nothing to do with it. And the reality is, the fact that this is even going down on the YouTube platform proves that I'm not this fucking like elite CEO crazy guy that pulls strings at YouTube to remove everything he doesn't like.
Yes and no, Quantum. This is partly your fault by falsely DMCAing Actman's video, as well as mischiefs, but it's also partly YouTube's fault for not enforcing their stuff in an equal way. Personally, I blame Mama Susan, as at least half of YouTube's problems stem from her alone, and I think this is the third time in the video that I've said this, but if you want people to leave you alone, then stop responding to the drama. It's that simple. Just apologize for what you've done and move on. I know it's hard, but you can do it if you'd put your ego in check for once.
The fact that you can search me and a million other people dogpiling me shows up, proves I don't have connections. What happened was YouTube unbiasedly looked into all your allegations and saw that I was actually innocent of every claim, including ban evasion, like they did 2 years ago when Ninjishin brought it to them. I don't care what your stupid Wayback Machine shows them. The channel was hidden. It is an active channel and has been for a very long time, okay?
Odd, because normally when a channel is hidden, it doesn't say at the top of the page that the channel has been terminated for violating community guidelines in TOS. Furthermore, Quantum, what about all of those homophobic posts you made on your Twitter and Facebook accounts, huh? You claim to disavow them, you claim that you were hacked, so where is your proof? 3 videos on you demanding proof that you were hacked, and yet you haven't provided evidence yet. Then again, you probably don't even know I exist. Also, and I've said this before too, but just because YouTube says that you're innocent doesn't make it true. What Quantum is basically saying here is, and apparently YouTube agrees with him, well, since you can't find the murder weapon, that means I didn't commit the murder. No, it just means that you're good at hiding the murder weapon, potentially. Also, Quantum, the Wayback Machine has been used in court cases, at least 2 of them, to settle those cases. So to say, I don't care about what your stupid Wayback Machine is, or says, is pretty fucking stupid if you ask me, but then, I was there when God was handing out brains, you brain-dead cunt.
By a very long time, I mean like since the channel was fucking created, guy. It's not a banned channel. It never was banned. You can't let that go. What part are you willing to accept at this point? Because so far, I've seen everything and every piece of factual information that I give and that YouTube gives being brushed off as incompetency or lies, and you guys can't accept any piece of information, so much so that now you're getting racist and threatening to murder me and my entire family. And somehow, the Actman is seen as a victim, and he doesn't deserve to be demonetized for threatening YouTube's families. Not even my family. They didn't take action because he threatened my family. Oh, no. They took action because of their families.
Quantum, the problem here is that you doxed Actman and his family. That means that for over a month, YouTube knew that this had happened, and yet they didn't punish you for some reason, only God knows why. Anyways, Actman only made those tweets because since YouTube allowed you to do it to him, then by YouTube's own logic, why shouldn't he be allowed to do it to them or to somebody else? He was trying to prove a point, that's all, and the fact that you can't understand that speaks volumes on your intelligence.
So don't give me this shit about I'm some privileged black guy that they won't touch me just because I'm black and all this dumb shit. Like, it's getting so racist and so crazy, and please somebody step in and do something at this point, because I'm tired of it. I'm so sick of dealing with this. I shouldn't have to deal with this as a creator. And it really, look at my videos, man. On my most recent one, I'm talking about the Jurassic World movie that just came out, and I'm being told to go back to the jungle, and I have black privilege, amongst other very choice words, by the way, that I can't post without breaking YouTube's TOS. That's how bad it is right now with the race comments and the hateful shit that I'm getting, all in hashtag justice for Ackman.
Now, I won't talk about black privilege as I'm not black myself, and I make it a point to never talk about stuff that I have no experience with or never will experience, and this is one such thing, and I touched on the racist crap earlier. Don't do it. And Quantum Bro, if you really are tired of this, try to imagine how the rest of the YouTube community feels.
Ackman does not need justice. The Ackman needs to be held accountable and to accept the accountability for his actions. Take accountability, dude. It has nothing to do with other creators. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm dealing with as a result of running into the Ackman and his horde of fans and all the people ratioing out my videos and sending hate comments. You guys think as a creator, I can just walk away from this and act unfazed, but I am not going to be that guy. I am a genuine human being, and I'm going to be very honest about what's happening here. And this is what's happening on the platform today. Maybe you do something about it, maybe you don't, but don't say it's not happening, and don't say that I'm some fucking privileged individual that has some sort of immunity, because I don't.
Ackman does need justice because he was wrongfully demonetized for talking about YouTube not doing their job. Quantum, you need to look in a mirror. I'm not trying to be cute, but seriously, go look in a mirror and say the same shit you said in this video, especially here at the end, and apply it to yourself as you're looking into that mirror, and tell me you don't see the problem, you cunt. You aren't being held accountable for all of the stuff that you've done on the platform lately, so what gives you any right to talk to the Ackman like that and tell him to learn some accountability? If there's one thing that genuinely pisses me off, and it pisses several other people off too, I'm sure, it's the rules for thee but not for me mentality that Quantum here possesses. Furthermore, if you didn't want this, then you shouldn't have falsely abused DMCA and tried to strike Ackman and Mischief's videos covering your shitty Elden Ring take. That simple. And with that, we come to the end of that very shitty video, which means that now we can come to the end of my shitty video. I was honestly hoping to have more humor put into it, but this guy just pisses me off so badly sometimes. But I will say that I do think you shouldn't be sending him, or anyone else out there, racist comments and death threats. Literally fucking nobody deserves that, not even Quantum TV. Quantum TV has done some terrible things, but that doesn't mean you send him death threats or racist comments. Anyways, sorry this took so long to get up, folks. Now I have to get ready for bed because it's 12:30 in the morning as I record this, and I have horseback riding lessons tomorrow too. Anyways, that's it for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one, whenever Quantum TV fucks up next, that is. Stay frosty out there, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now!